This one's about, yeah, so here's another one. And I talked about this before. I think he's got network issues, and he's talking about Excel constantly freezing multiple users after inactivity or working on something from second monitor screen. Second monitor screen being very specific, I don't think it's related to this. You can't sometimes take users' word for it. Just because it happened to be in the second monitor, it probably has no bearing or no relation to something freezing. Okay, the issue is that Excel free constantly about 2 minutes before it reacts entering numbers in the cell. So this is usually, when you load up Excel, Excel is slow, but once it loads up, it should be fine. If it's locally stored, then that's fine. Excel, especially if it's on the network somewhere, oh my God, it's going to be slow regardless whether it's okay, whether it's fast enough, just how Excel is. But if you're having network issues to begin with, which I'm suspecting you are, then then that's the problem here. And again, I know you said you don't have a network team, which makes me kind of wonder whether you even have a dedicated network for your company. But then in that case, then you need to figure out how is the connection happening? How are these computers? How are these users connecting to these shares? Are they using VPN? Where are they located? Do the bandwidth tests. Do a test, transfer data test on the network, and you're going to have to basically figure out if it's slow. Well, what can you do to resolve that? Why is it slow? Where is the end point of it? Let's do a really quick, and Sergio, I'm going to have to wrap up your tickets here because I'm spending quite a bit of time and it's not fair towards the other people. I'm just being honest here. And I'm going to show you something real quick. So if the breakpoint, let's say this is a computer where user is using user. Sorry, I'm trying to draw it and I can't do it properly with the mouse. And let's say this is a server. Come on. Server. And if there's a data going back and forth, and you've tested data here, the bandwidth test, right? You go to Google, do a bandwidth test, and it says good, right? It's good. I'm going to say it's G good. Then you need to move on to the next part of it, which is here, right? Then the connection is here. To that, it's either connection to that, to the server, or the connection, or the issue is at the server level. But I really think it's connection to the server. So whatever this path is taken, whether it's VPN or other, then you need to look at this here. What is causing that? So it could be a switch somewhere on that network. So it's could be just a switch here that's handling this. Could be old switch. I apologize. I really can't draw with my mouse here. But I can't. So it could be a switch here that's slow. So again, do a trace route, and I know you said you're going to do it, and then see where the latency is, see where the break is, see where the packets drop, and then go from there. Remember, I talked about this and I pointed to my trace route. So I hope you do that and see if you can find issues. And here you are asking, well, if this is a network issue, what would suggest I do to fix? Check permissions. Is there something wrong with the replication? How do I check on server? We use Windows. Again, I would have to basically have hands-on and spend time with you to actually fix this, because you are basically right now trying to do the work of tech support, server administrator, and network administrator, and you're missing out all of those things. You do the tech support obviously, but you're not a server admin, and you're not, as far as I know, but you're not a network admin. So you're now left to your own devices to fix all of this. You can go about it a couple of ways, right? You can try to figure out yourself. and do the best you can. Do the trace route, figure out where the latency is, where the issue lies, where the performance issue is, all of that. You can try to do it to the best of your knowledge. But make sure your manager knows this. Make sure your manager knows this, that this is happening, that you found the problem, and that you found that there's an issue. So if your manager is like, okay, fix it, then you're like, well, I can't because I'm doing tech support. You can do that. I don't have the tools. I don't have the means. Uh, we don't, probably we need to hire somebody who knows networking or this and that. That's something you could do. But if it's a smaller company or whatever, I don't know what the situation is, and it's okay. I don't want you to tell me because I don't know. You might be working for somewhere for the government or something. I don't know. But don't tell me the details about your company or anything like that. But if he or she says, you need to figure it out yourself, then you're going to say, well, okay, I can work on this, but then who's going to work on tech support, on other stuff? If you want me to spend time on this, then somebody else is going to have to work on tickets, on on-site desk side issues. Somebody else is going to have to work on remote support issues. This type of issues, this type of situations can happen for small businesses that expect users, or expect, I'm sorry, not users, but employees to wear multiple hats. What does that mean? That means they expect you to do everything.